Hello, Business 330 Business Finance students. This is Professor Hasse, and congratulations. It's the closing weekend of our Business 330 course. After 8 weeks, 8 long but short weeks, we conclude our studies. And today's date is Saturday, October 15th. And remember, all work needs to be posted by Sunday evening, midnight, October 16th. No extensions are available. So please make sure this weekend, for those who have yet to complete their work, make sure you review your grade center and make sure all your assignments to the best of your ability are posted, and so we can get your full value grade in for our grades to be posted no later than next Thursday, October 20th. Course evaluations will be accepted and accounted for by Tuesday, October 18th, and I will post the grades no later than Thursday, October 20th. All the grades of your final examination, your Road Kings analysis, and your course grade will all be posted by that Thursday. So please, any questions this final weekend, you know how to get a hold of me through email, through the Blackboard discussion forum. I'll check in with that very regularly this weekend. So if any of you have issues, please let me know. I will be attending our homecoming celebration on the Laverne campus this weekend, so I'll be away a little bit Saturday afternoon, but do have access to all that information and all your requests, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember, our final examination, the last assessed work of this course is on chapters 16 through 19. We reviewed that in our week 8 video. You could download, you're submitting 2 files, one file in PDF or Word format, and the other file in a spreadsheet format to show me your final portfolio as of Friday, October 14th. The final evaluation of your original $100,000 that you allocated effective August 26th, and the final values of the Dow Jones Industrial Index, the Standard & Poor's 500 Index, and the NASDAQ Index to determine how the market changed over our 8-week course in relationship to how your portfolio changed. And we'll see who will be our Wolf of Wall Street for our class, who had the best performance in that relatively very brief time period of our course this fall. So make sure your final examination is completed along with all your other work by Sunday evening. And just one last time as a review, the final examination is in basically 2 parts. A short answer part asking you to write or calculate some information very briefly. No need to write a lot out, just briefly or explain the answer the best that you can, but no long needed paper type answers or essay type answers, just short and sweet to answer the various questions from chapters 16 through 19 that we discussed this week 8 and in your textbook. I think one of the questions that I'm getting the most questions on from students is question number 4. Create the statement of sources and uses of cash for the following accounts and their balances. In other words, list out the sources, those that are considered in that list are sources of cash coming into the business. List out on a separate list those accounts that you consider uses or cash going out of a business, and sum up the sources, sum up the uses, and what is the net amount of sources and uses in this particular analysis for this problem. That's what I'm looking for. And then finally, as you wind down the 10 questions of the short answer and even multiple choice, like in question 10, and calculating answer in question number 9. Again, a final review of your portfolio, as I just mentioned, as of Friday, October 14th. The amount in dollars and percent of gains or losses on your particular $100,000 investment over the 8 weeks of class. Also, again, the 3 market indexes and how they have changed over the time period. And the simple question, did you better the markets? Was your performance of your stocks that you selected, did they outperform or underperform the market? And then finally, that last section where I give you the link based on your variety of CRNs. Remember, each student, if you're from a different campus, if you're from Bakersfield, if you're from Burbank, if you're from Ontario, you have a different CRN, and you're from a different campus or regional campus, or if you're from the main campus, excuse me, you're not the main campus. All the campuses are main campuses. If you're from the La Verne campus, you have your own particular CRN. So make sure you know the CRN of your course, of your particular section. It's either 2048, 2049, 2527, or 2528, and pick that link and complete the evaluation. As I had indicated earlier this week, that evaluation helps me. It helps university provide a better value, understand what we do right, what we do wrong in regards to technology, topics, disciplines, assessments. And it's very important information. And I take it very seriously because I respect all your opinions, because all of you come from some great backgrounds and great experiences. We want to take advantage and better our program for that. Another thing to note in our course that you will have access to all the materials in Blackboard and going forward forever. And let me show you a couple of those. The Blackboard file folder here that you've been doing your work throughout this 8 weeks will continue to be open indefinitely, long after you're no longer in the program even, or even when you're in the program. This Blackboard site will be open for you to refer to some of the materials, excuse me, and some of the questions and information that's given in this course. You have access to that. Also, our YouTube site for Business 330 Corporate Business Finance will be available to you forever, where you can download and look at videos. You might be on a project in another class. You might be maybe needing some of this information for a work or a personal finance matter. Feel free, that's all available to you forever, the Blackboard site and our YouTube site. And also, maybe not as important, but I consider it, I'm available for you forever, as long as I'm around, to be a source of information, a network, a source of answering questions. Let's say in a year or so, you're thinking about going to graduate school. You might want to talk to me about it. I teach a lot of graduate courses. It's a little bit different, and maybe you might want to know about what's graduate school like. Maybe I'll even offer you the chance to sit in on a graduate course just so you can see what that is. So please be aware of that. Secondly, you might need a letter of recommendation for a job, a new job, even to get a lease or for a rent, or even to apply for a loan. Having a couple of reference letters from professors in your business program can be very effective as a source of data and information about yourself and about your accountability, your reliability, and having a letter of recommendation from a professor can be very helpful to you. So think about that down the road. You might not need it now, but down the road, send me an email. I keep track of all of my students, and send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to be your reference source, to be a letter of recommendation, any information you need. One of the best things about La Verne, and we don't do things great all the time, but one of the things we do very well is provide sources of networking and information for students when they're no longer paying us, when you're an alumni, when you're out of the program. We continue to serve you in any way we can. So please take advantage of that. That can be a great addition and a great part of your network. Another thing that I have is a LinkedIn address. Some of you have already signed on. Here's the link in our course syllabus schedule and information section. Here's a link to that LinkedIn address for myself. If you'd like to follow me, be a friend of mine. LinkedIn, I post a lot of information about jobs in Southern California, about opportunities in finance and business, about many articles and videos about business and finance and accounting. Please take advantage of that. Also, there's a LinkedIn site for College of Business, for College of Business alumni, for the University of La Verne. LinkedIn can be a very good source of non-social business-related items, and I highly urge you to join LinkedIn, develop an address there. It's a great source of information and for people to check you out as well. You'd be surprised how many people check you out via your profile and via what you post and have available on LinkedIn. It's a valuable tool in personal networking nowadays. Okay. So that pretty well wraps up our course. I wanted to let you know about your networking availability and what's available. Work on your finish up the course this weekend. We'll put out the grades next weekend, and maybe I'll have some of you again down the road in some other classes. I hope so. It's been a pleasure. It's a remote class like this one is not easy. We only, as far as I'm concerned, maybe only have maybe 1 or 2 more sessions, 8-week sessions that are going to be remote. We're going to try to get back into the classroom next spring. And knock on wood, it'd be nice to see, even though the remote idea is fits into a lot of student schedules, but also it's a challenge for some students as well. So we're going to try to offer both remote teaching and also getting back to being in the classroom in Burbank, in Ontario, in Orange County, in Bakersfield, all over. So think about that down the road as you're looking at additional courses you need to take to finish out your studies. So again, I appreciate your our efforts. I appreciate all your engagement. And I think you all have done an outstanding job in very difficult and challenging situations. So be that said, much success, all of you in the future. Be of good health. Enjoy your break next week from the rigors of University of La Verne, and much success again to all of you down the road. For one last time, Rick Hassey, adios. Be well.